Blackpink How You Like That choreography video tops 1.1 B views. The choreography video for How You Like That, a 2020 hit single by K-pop girl group Blackpink, has surpassed 1.1 billion views on YouTube. The group's agency YG Entertainment said Wednesday the video hit the milestone slightly after midnight, 1 year and 10 months after it was uploaded on the global video streaming service. The number 1.1 billion is the largest for a K-pop choreography video. The song's official music video has garnered 1.09 billion streams as of 9 a.m. Including the two videos, a total of 32 YouTube videos from Blackpink have collected more than 100 million views. Nomadic soprano Park Hye-sang finds sanctuary in music. For the last 4 years, Park Hye-sang, an emerging South Korean soprano, has lived as a cultural nomad, bouncing between New York, Berlin and Seoul to further her career as an opera singer. The first 4 months of this year alone were a whirlwind of concerts and long-haul flights for Park. In January, she was in New York to perform Pamina in Mozart's The Magic Flute with the Metropolitan Opera and in Prague for an opera gala with Prague Philharmonia. From there, she hopped to Seoul for her recitals in February and then back to New York again for the New York Philharmonic's Lunar New York concert before making her way to Berlin to make her debut as Adina of l'Élysée d'Amour at the Berlin State Opera in March. On April 3, she was in South Korea, stepping in to replace Russian singer Julia Lezhneva on less than 24 hours' notice to close the 20th Tungyang International Music Festival. Her job brings her to numerous places around the world, but the singer says she has some hacks to feel at home wherever she goes. "I carry my rice cooker and a bottle of eel fish sauce to connect me to my home," Park told the Korea Herald in a recent interview. When she's staying with friends or in hotels, these small items tether her to her roots in Korea. On other occasions, she achieves this same sense of stability by cooking Korean dishes for her friends in each city. "I always check in with myself to make sure that the sense of home I carry within me is peaceful, just as I sing in Psalm 23, the Lord's Spirit lives within me," the singer, also known as Hera, said. Psalm 23 is a Korean song composed by La Eun and is one of the 2 songs Park sang in Korean for her debut album I'm Hera, released by Deutsche Grammophon in November 2020. The other Korean song in the album is Like the Wind That Met with Lotus, composed by Kim Yo-won and written by the late poet Seo Jang-yo. At the New York Philharmonic's Lunar New York concert, she sang 2 Korean songs, As If Spring Comes Across the River and The Song of Birds. Adding Korean songs to her album or recitals, along with her love for Korean food, is also part of her efforts to remember who she is, a long internal struggle that probably brought her where she is today as an opera singer. Park is no stranger to picking herself up after failure. It took her 3 tries to get into Juilliard, a highly competitive performing arts school in the US, although when she was finally admitted, she received a full scholarship, which meant she didn't have to rely on her family for financial support. Park went on to explain that the pressure of being one of the few students on a full scholarship motivated her to attempt to cultivate a unique persona, in the belief that it would help her stand out in a crowded industry. Now, however, she has realized that the most remarkable thing that she can be is herself. "I tried really hard to become special and someone else, and that made me feel inadequate, especially when I received attention or won competitions," she recalled. She said she asked herself, "Am I ready to receive this much attention?" "It was a constant struggle of feeling so small, but people thought I was so big and unprepared to handle the responsibility of representing herself," she said. This experience impressed upon her the importance of getting to know herself and her own identity rather than trying to cultivate a unique, but ultimately false persona. "Now, being ordinary is the most special thing to me," Park said, adding that she is not afraid of showing her vulnerability. Despite her diminutive frame, Park creates a remarkably powerful sound. During the interview, she sang briefly with a resonant, emotional tone that immediately evidenced why so many audiences across continents have been eager to hear her over the last 4.5 years. The deep emotional current runs through her entire relationship with music. When most musicians are asked about when they started learning or performing, they tend to provide a simple year or age. Park, however, focuses more on the emotional maturity. Rather than provide the numbers, She discusses how she started to perform as a way of channeling both the negative and positive experiences of her upbringing into music that was powerful, emotive and uplifting. When I was a child, there were moments when I wanted to shout and got angry due to difficult pent-up emotions, which I suppressed because I thought they would explode, Park said. But when singing, whatever emotion I had came out beautifully. I really loved that. Despite her talent, Park speaks frankly about coping with nerves. Though she may not show it, she does get stage fright, though this is quickly quelled by her enthusiasm for art and a desire to interact with her audiences. In her sole recital in March, Park returned to the stage for 4 encores, demonstrating just how keen she is to please. Reaching this level of engagement, however, was not without its challenges. Throughout her career, Park said she has had to deal with explicit prejudice and discrimination against her as an Asian woman. Even before I had sung for them, I was told by the manager of a world-renowned theater that they wouldn't hire me because I was Asian, she said. On another occasion, she was told during an audition, "We already have a Chinese person." Park added, "Even though I think racial problems still persist, more and more Asians aren't letting this hold them back, but continue to strive to achieve their dreams. Before me, many Korean women, including Sumi Jo, Shin Young-ok, Hong Hye-king, forged a narrow channel through this racism. I would consider my career a success if I could work to widen this path for future singers to come," she said. The 33-year opera singer is now making her path. She became the first female Asian opera singer to be signed by label Deutsche Grammophon in 2020 and has attracted the attention of opera houses worldwide. She's currently in Glyndebourne in the UK, preparing for Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro, in which she will play Susanna. After spending the summer as Susanna, the opera singer will return to Berlin to perform Edenia for l'Élysée d'Amore. Then she will become Ninetta in Verdi's Falstaff during the Metropolitan Opera's 2022-23 season. Park credits her mother and grandmother for her tenacity and success. Her grandmother raised 8 children by herself and her mother continued to work, even with young children. She adds that seeing these strong female role models instilled in her a deep sense of responsibility. She wanted to live up to the examples they had set for her. Now, her dream is to sing right up until the day I die. The Sound of Magic lands at No. 4 on global Netflix chart. Netflix's new Korean fantasy series, The Sound of Magic, made a successful debut on the platform, soaring to No. 4 on the service's global top 10 chart. The musical drama ranked 7th on Netflix's global chart as of Saturday, a day after its release, before climbing up to land at the 4th slot on Sunday, according to data released by streaming analytics firm Flix. Patrol. The Sound of Magic, helmed by director Kim Sung-yoon, who was behind hit webtoon-based dramas Love in the Moonlight, 2016, and Itaewon Class, 2020, became the most popular TV show in 13 countries, including Bangladesh, Indonesia, Kuwait, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka, as of Sunday. On Monday, the series placed second in South Korea, Japan, Thailand, and India. Fantasy series with elements of magic are enjoyed by many people across the globe. Besides, musicals are popular in many Arab and Southeast Asian countries as well. These aspects may have created a synergy and started the global popularity in countries like India and Kuwait, culture critic Kim Han-sik told the Korea Herald Monday. It, however, failed to rank in the top 10 in the United States and European countries. The Sound of Magic was the first non-thriller series to make it to the top 10 list. Many of Netflix South Korean originals that enjoyed global popularity were thrillers, including Squid Game, My Name, The Silent Sea, Hellbound, and All of Us Are Dead. Adapted from a renowned fantasy webtoon of the same title, written by author Ha-il Kwan, the Netflix series presents the story of a teenage girl, Yoon Ah-yi, played by Choi Sung-eun, in a musical drama. The 6-part series explores what it means to be an adult, the real meaning of happiness, and how we want our children to be raised from Ah-yi's perspective, questions that arise after she meets a mysterious magician named Re-oil. SBS rom-com Business Proposal and cable channel TVN's 25-21 were ranked at No. 7 and No. 10 respectively, as of Sunday. Le Sserafim sets first week sales record with debut album. Le Sserafim, the first girl group from K-pop powerhouse Hybe, has recorded the most first-week sales of any debut album by girl groups in South Korea ever, the group's management agency said Monday. Fearless, the group's first EP released last Monday, sold 307,450 copies in the first week of its release, Source Music said, citing data from Hanteo, a local album sales tracker. The opening week figure is the highest among all debut albums by South Korean girl groups and ninth highest for all albums from girl groups, according to the agency. Only 6 girl groups, including Blackpink, Red Velvet and IZ*ONE, have topped 300,000 copies in the first week sales of their albums, it added. The group consists of members Kim K-won, Miyawaki Sakura, Ha Yoonjun, Kazuha, Kim Guram, and Hong Yoon-chae. The EP depicts a story of the 6 members who move forward fearlessly without being swayed by other people.